This is Emily.
And I'm Paul. Happy Valentine's Day. Well, almost.
You sound nervous already. Are you one of those people who start panicking every February?
Maybe. Every shop turns pink, there are hearts everywhere, and I start thinking, am I supposed to do something?
I know that feeling. Valentine's Day can make people feel so many things. Excited, romantic, but also a bit pressured.
Or even lonely. Some people just want it to be a normal day.
Exactly. Today, we're talking about why Valentine's Day makes people feel so many things, and how you can talk about it in English.
We help you practice real everyday English with real emotions and real stories.
So please like and subscribe. It really helps us a lot.
All right, Emily. Let's start with the big question. Why does Valentine's Day feel so complicated?
Maybe because it's about love, and love always brings emotions, joy, stress, expectations.
Yeah, some people feel excited, others feel lonely.
You can say, Valentine's Day makes me feel happy, or it makes me feel stressed. Simple and clear.
Right. How do you usually feel on Valentine's Day, Emily?
I feel relaxed. I don't take it too seriously. Maybe a small dinner or a walk is enough.
That's nice. For me, it depends. Some years I feel romantic, some years I feel tired.
You can also say, I don't really care about Valentine's Day. That's very common.
True. It's okay to say that. Everyone's different.
So if someone asks you, do you like Valentine's Day? You can answer naturally, yes a little, or not really.
Easy English, but real feelings.
Exactly. Let's talk about the pressure part.
Oh yes, there's a lot of pressure to be romantic.
Right. You can say, there's so much pressure to make the day special.
And if you want to sound natural, say, it's nice, but it can be stressful.
That's a great balance. Not too positive, not too negative.
Okay, now let's move to something useful. When someone asks you, what are you doing on Valentine's Day?
You don't need a perfect answer, just keep it simple.
Like, I'm going out for dinner.
Or, I'm just staying home.
Both are perfect. You can also say, I don't have any special plans.
Exactly. Let's practice together. Repeat after us. I'm going out for dinner.
I'm just staying home.
Nice! You sound relaxed already.
I think many learners feel shy answering that question, but really, it's just small talk.
Right. You can smile and say, not really, I'm just resting.
So natural. And if you want to ask others, say, do you celebrate Valentine's Day?
Yes, and they might answer, yes, a little, or not really.
That sounds so friendly. No pressure, no drama.
Okay, now let's talk about describing Valentine's Day itself.
You mean like how it feels?
Exactly. You can say romantic, sweet, cheesy, awkward, or commercial.
I like cheesy. It means something is a bit too romantic or fake, right?
Yes, but in a fun way. Like, that movie was so cheesy.
Or the restaurant was romantic, but a bit cheesy.
Perfect. You can also say, it feels overrated. That means people make it bigger than it really is.
Nice. So now let's do a short role play.
Okay, I'll be Anna and you be Jake. We're friends talking about Valentine's Day.
Got it.
Hey Jake, what are you doing on Valentine's Day?
Nothing special. I'm just watching a movie at home.
Oh, you don't like Valentine's Day?
Not really. It feels a bit overrated to me.
I get it. For me, it's just sweet. I like small things. Flowers, maybe chocolate.
That sounds nice. Simple but romantic.
See? That's how you can talk about it naturally. No pressure, no big words.
And you can practice with your friends. Ask them, what do you think about Valentine's Day?
Great idea. Try that this week.
And don't forget, simple English is powerful.
Exactly. You don't need perfect grammar to express feelings.
So, Emily, how would you describe Valentine's Day in one word?
Sweet.
For me, maybe confusing.
Perfect answer, Paul.
Coming up next, we'll talk about some Valentine's Day problems that everyone knows.
Oh no, here comes the real life part.
Yep, forgetting gifts, busy restaurants, and awkward moments.
Stay with us. You'll love that one.
You know, Paul, every year someone forgets the gift.
Are you talking about me?
Maybe, but really, that's one of the most common Valentine's Day problems.
Right, you can say, I forgot to buy a gift. It happens to everyone.
Exactly. Or everything is fully booked.
Yeah, that's my line. Every restaurant, every cafe, full.
You can also say, it's so expensive on Valentine's Day.
Oh, totally. Flowers, chocolate, dinner, it all costs more.
And sometimes small arguments happen. You can say, we had a small argument.
That's a soft and polite way to say you fought a little.
Not too strong, not too negative, just natural.
Okay, let's do a small role play about that.
Sure, you be Max, I'll be Lily.
Okay.
Max, did you make a reservation for dinner tonight?
I forgot. Everything is fully booked.
Oh no, Max, it's Valentine's Day.
I know. Let's order pizza instead.
Fine, but next year you plan it.
Deal.
See? Real English, real life.
And funny, too, because honestly, everyone has a Valentine's story like that.
Exactly. You don't have to sound perfect, just describe what really happens.
Okay, now let's move to something more positive, how people actually celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yes, some people love big surprises. Others prefer something simple.
You can say, I prefer something simple.
Or, I'd rather stay home than go out.
That's great for learners to practice comparisons, prefer, rather, than.
Right. For example, I'd rather watch a movie at home than go to a fancy restaurant.
Nice. That's very natural English.
Some people go out with friends. In Korea or Japan, friends even give each other chocolates.
That's cool. So you can say, I celebrate with my friends.
Or I just buy chocolate for myself.
Hey, that's self-love. I like it.
You can also say we don't do anything special.
So, Emily, what's your perfect Valentine's Day?
A quiet dinner, good music, and maybe a walk after.
Sounds peaceful. Mine is pizza, a movie, and no traffic.
That's realistic.
All right, let's give our listeners a quick practice.
Repeat after us. I prefer something simple.
I'd rather stay home than go out.
Perfect.
Now let's talk about plans, because even if you don't have any, you can still talk about them.
Right, that's our next part, talking about Valentine's Day plans, even if you have none.
You can say, we're planning a quiet dinner.
Or, I might watch a movie at home.
I haven't decided yet. That's very useful too.
Yes, because sometimes you really don't know.
Let's try a small conversation.
Sure, I'll be Sarah, you be Ben.
Okay.
Then, what are you doing on Valentine's Day?
I might cook dinner at home.
Oh, nice. Who for?
Myself?
That's okay. You can celebrate your own way.
True. You can even say, I'm not doing much. It sounds casual and friendly.
Exactly. Don't feel awkward. It's just a day like any other.
So if you want to ask someone, say, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
And they can answer, not yet, or maybe just dinner.
That's so useful for small talk.
Yes, especially at work or school.
Let's do a little pronunciation practice. Say, I haven't decided yet.
I haven't decided yet. Remember the sound links softly like decided yet.
Very natural English rhythm.
Now, Paul, quick question. What's one thing learners should remember about talking about plans?
You don't need to sound exciting, just sound honest.
I love that. English isn't about showing off. It's about connection.
Yes, even if your plan is, I'll just rest. It's fine.
And that's beautiful. Real life, real English.
All right, I feel ready for the next part.
You mean idioms?
Exactly. It's time to talk about Valentine's Day idioms you'll actually hear.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
And romantic, maybe a little cheesy too.
Stay with us for the next part. You'll love it.
All right, Paul, you said idioms. Let's make it sweet and useful.
Definitely. These are the expressions you'll actually hear around Valentine's Day.
The first one, be head over heels.
Oh, yes. It means you're very much in love.
You can say, he's head over heels in love with her.
Or she's head over heels for him.
Cute, right? But don't use it for pizza or your dog.
True, that would sound funny.
Next idiom, love is in the air.
That one's so classic. It means people around you seem romantic or happy.
You can say, love is in the air today.
Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Another common one, a romantic gesture.
Right, that means doing something small but sweet, like giving flowers or writing a note.
You can say, he made a romantic gesture by cooking dinner.
Simple but beautiful English.
And the last one for today, a dinner date.
Easy. It just means a dinner with someone special.
Example, we're going on a dinner date tonight.
Great. Let's practice together, friends. Repeat after us.
Love is in the air.
Be head over heels.
A romantic gesture.
A dinner date.
Perfect. You sound like English speakers already.
And remember, idioms make your English sound more natural, not just textbook style.
Exactly. And if you forget one, don't worry. You can always say it simply.
For example, instead of head over heels, you can just say, I really love her.
Simple English is still real English.
Now, let's switch gears a bit.
Time for some social skills. How to use Valentine's Day as easy small talk.
I like this part. Small talk can feel scary, but it doesn't have to be.
You can start with something soft, like, do you usually do anything special on Valentine's Day?
That's friendly, not too personal.
Or, is Valentine's Day a big deal for you?
Nice one. It's open and people can answer any way they like.
Or, how do people celebrate it in your country?
That's a great question for international conversations.
Yes, you can talk about culture without sounding too private.
Okay, let's try a role play to show how this works.
Sure, you're James, a new colleague. I'm Mia from your office.
Got it.
Hey, James, do you usually do anything special on Valentine's Day?
Not really. I just call my parents. They always send me chocolate.
That's sweet. In my country, we usually go out for coffee with friends.
Oh, that sounds nice. Is it expensive?
Not really, just simple fun.
Cool. Maybe I'll try that this year.
See how easy that was? It's just friendly talk.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be romantic.
Right. You can use Valentine's Day to connect with people, not to impress them.
And if you feel shy, you can ask a question instead of talking about yourself.
Yes. Ask, listen, smile. That's enough.
You know, I think small talk is like sharing chocolate. Little goes a long way.
That's such a nice thought, Paul.
Thanks. Maybe I'm becoming romantic after all.
Maybe.
So, to all our listeners, try one small Valentine's question this week.
It could be with a friend, a classmate, or even your teacher.
Yes, just say, do you celebrate Valentine's Day?
And enjoy the conversation.
All right, Emily, I think we're almost at the sweet ending.
Not yet. We still have one more part. Real Valentine's Day conversations and how this day can actually help you practice English.
That's true, because every emotion, every talk, it's a learning moment.
Exactly. Let's keep going, shall we?
Of course. Let's end with love and motivation.
So, Paul, let's talk about real Valentine's Day conversations.
Yes, the kind you actually have with friends, coworkers, or someone special.
Exactly. Let's start with coworkers.
Okay, you can say something simple at work like, "Are you doing anything tonight?"
And the other person might say, nothing special, just relaxing.
Or maybe dinner with my partner?
Perfect. It's polite and short.
If you want to sound friendly, add a small comment like, "That sounds nice."
Or enjoy your evening.
Those tiny lines make your English feel warm and natural.
Yes. Now let's try a quick one between two friends.
Okay.
Hey, are you doing anything for Valentine's Day?
Nope, just pizza and my favorite show.
Sounds perfect to me.
Yep, my kind of romance.
Real English, real life.
Now, what about couples?
Ah, the romantic part. Let's keep it sweet but simple.
You can say, Happy Valentine's Day. I'm so glad we're together.
Or, thank you for the flowers, they're beautiful.
Or even, let's just stay home and cook tonight.
See? No need for big words, just real feelings.
All right, let's try one quick romantic role play.
Okay, you be Daniel, I'll be Emma.
Got it.
Happy Valentine's Day, Daniel.
Happy Valentine's Day, Emma. I got you some chocolate.
Aw, thank you. Let's have dinner at home tonight.
Perfect. I'll cook my famous spaghetti.
I can't wait.
Simple, right? You don't need to sound like a movie.
Exactly. Natural English is the most beautiful.
And that brings us to our last part, how Valentine's Day can help you practice real English.
Yes, because every emotion, every conversation can help you learn.
For example, you can talk about your feelings in English.
Try saying, I felt happy, or I felt lonely, or I felt excited.
Emotions are great vocabulary builders.
And you can talk about what happened on your last Valentine's Day.
Yes, like last year I went to a cafe with my friends.
Or I watched a movie at home.
That's simple storytelling practice.
Exactly. And if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, that's fine too. Talk about why.
For example, I don't really celebrate it. I think love should be every day.
Beautiful sentence. Real meaning.
You see, Valentine's Day gives you many chances to practice. Feelings, stories, plans, all in one topic.
You can even practice by writing one short paragraph. What you did, how you felt, what you liked.
And don't worry about grammar.
Yes, you don't need perfect English to talk about real life.
Simple English is powerful.
Every small step helps you grow.
Even if you remember just one phrase today, you're already improving.
And we're so proud of you for learning with us.
Yes, because learning English is like love. It grows when you practice every day.
That's beautiful, Paul. You're turning into a poet now.
Maybe it's the coffee or the Valentine's mood.
Either way, it's a perfect time to keep learning.
So, to everyone listening, keep speaking, even if you make mistakes.
Keep listening, keep repeating, keep believing.
That's the 1% rule. Grow a little every day.
Exactly. And remember, love and learning both need patience.
One small phrase, one kind word, one brave conversation, that's how progress happens.
So let's review a few key phrases before we finish.
Sure. I'm going out for dinner. I'd rather stay home. Everything is fully booked. Love is in the air. I haven't decided yet.
Perfect. You can use all of these in real life.
And next time someone asks, "What are you doing on Valentine's Day?" you'll know exactly what to say.
Yes, with confidence and a smile.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
We hope this episode helped you feel warm, understood, and inspired.
Please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow.
And tell us in the comments, how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
We'd love to read your stories.
Remember, you're doing amazing.
Step by step, word by word, you're becoming fluent.
And loved.
That too.
From both of us here at Miss English Channel,
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
keep learning with love.
And we'll see you in the next episode.